tragedy strikes, accidents happen. Be there when the calls come in. It's back-to-back episodes of Rescue 911. Next on Discovery Health Channel.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911, a woman is trapped. And emergency units race against rising floodwaters. Then, Rescue 911.
On August 22nd, 1992, Phoenix, Arizona had been drenched by a series of summer thunderstorms, creating the dangerous flood conditions that often plague the city. Most of the footage in this story was taped as the actual events unfolded.
The desert residents are not used to our washes being full. They are used to the road running right through the wash and not having any problems crossing the wash.
What is your emergency?
At 11:18 that night, a call came into the Phoenix Police Department.
Someone has been washed off the road. Someone's stuck in it? Yes, they're definitely stuck. This water's flowing very heavily. They need help immediately. Okay, all right. The lights are completely out. Their lights are out? The lights are under? Yes, completely, 100%. Okay. No, don't go out there. Well, they need help immediately. Okay, I understand. Ma'am, I'm going to get police and paramedics out there, okay? Okay, thank you very much.
When we continued. When we got there, the water was over the top of the car. So my first inclination was that we don't have a rescue here. We have a body recovery.
You're not totally comfortable in the tampon you're wearing? Maybe you're wearing the wrong tampon. Get Playtex Gentle Glide, the only one that blooms to fit, for unbeatable comfort and protection. Playtex. So comfortable, you can't even feel them.
Saturday. A former undercover agent and a plastic surgeon team up to transform disfigured faces of people who dream of leading normal lives. Watch Extreme Surgery, Saturday on Discovery Health Channel.
The water is almost going over the top of it. We don't know if she's still in. We can hear her screaming approximately 30 seconds ago.
When we got there, the water was over the top of the car. So my first inclination was that we don't have a rescue here. We have a body recovery.
We're getting no response from her now. We've been screaming for her. We cannot get any kind of response. See if we can get another unit at 35th Avenue to help us with some spotlights out here.
A police helicopter, piloted by Officer Mike Hyde, happened to be on routine patrol in the area.
Got a water rescue. He says it's almost fully submerged into the water.
Okay.
When we arrived overhead and found the vehicle, a police officer came on the radio and told us that there had been a female occupant attempting to climb out of the vehicle and into the water. And my immediate thought was that if she tried that, she would die.
Phoenix fire and police units, including members of the Swift Water Rescue Team, tried to come up with a plan to get the woman out safely.
Driver of the vehicle, you can hear us. Fire department is here. We'll be with you soon.
This was the first Swift Water Rescue mission for co-pilot Sally Scott.
Oh my God, I have no clue. She can't hear me.
You, of course, have the concerns for how much air does she have, how much water is in the car.
There's no way we can get a line across. I mean, this thing must be a quarter-mile across. Time was growing short. A second helicopter, piloted by Officer Larry Hallis, with co-pilot Carl Hagler, was brought in to attempt a rescue.
Set up for a landing zone.
Their plan was to lower Ron Cummings, a member of the Swift Water Rescue Team, from the helicopter to the victim's car.
He was going to ride the skid out. We were going to drop him off. My personal feelings were that he would not be able to stay on top of the car. But we really didn't have time to come up with a better plan.
the helicopter goes down, there is going to be catastrophic failure. It's going to take out the pilot, the co-pilot, the rescuer, the victim, and who else is around. So every rescue has to have a backup rescue.
They made sure that they had safety lines across the river downstream.
The first helicopter stayed to illuminate the scene.
Larry's coming up on final. I'm going to go ahead and move to the west a few hundred yards.
At one point, the car moved. The car shifted and went about 1 foot to 1.5 feet downstream and then caught again.
A little bit forward. A little bit forward. A little bit forward. Okay, come on, about 3 feet. Oh, 3 feet. 3, 2, 2.
Once he was stabilized on the car, he broke the window out.
Ron had left a portion of the safety and flotation devices inside the helicopter because apparently he wanted to have his hands free to be able to grab onto something when he first got onto the car. So it necessitated Carl and I going back out to the vehicle with the flotation.
Tomorrow, the staff of Indianapolis's oldest public hospital treats gunshot victims from rough neighborhoods with everlasting care and compassion. Don't miss Trauma, Life in the ER, tomorrow on Discovery Health Channel.
Told me that we were going 25 or 30 miles an hour forward because I was getting the peripheral vision off the water. And we did eventually have to take 2 or 3 stabs at it.
I put the extra flotation device and helmet on the victim. I told her we're going to get out of the car. So with that, she started loading her purse with extra items. And I explained to her that we couldn't take her purse.
Our main consideration was the weight that was involved and the amount of power that we were going to need to get the fireman and the victim out of the car.
Okay, 5 feet, 5 feet, 4 feet. Come forward about 2 feet. Come forward about 2 feet.
With any sort of a helicopter over water, snow, there's a chance that it can build a static charge. So every time the helicopter would approach, I would touch the helicopter, I would take the charge, the pilot would have trouble holding it there and would pull away, and we'd have to repeat this process about 5 times.
He got zapped 2 or 3 times, but my main concern was that I did not in any way want to be responsible for knocking either Ron and or the victim off the roof of that car.
Come down a little bit. Put to the right. Now stay to the right. Okay, that's good.
It was an absolutely fantastic moment, and you realize that because everybody had a part and everybody did their job, it worked out well, and you saved a life. And that's a feeling that you don't forget.
Nan Tran had been trapped in her car for more than an hour in the swirling waters.
I was so scared, and I knew that no way I can be survived in that situation. I knew that, die in the car or die outside, would be the same because I don't know how to swim.
Apparently, Nan had driven around a barricade set up to prevent cars from crossing the flooded road. The next day, she went back to look for her car.
When I get there, I didn't see my car, and the people said that car was about a half mile away from the street, flipped over, it's upside down. And after I come back and I saw that, I said, no way I can be survived, no way.
Recently, Nan, accompanied by her 10-year-old daughter Lynn, went to thank the people who saved her life that night.
We pushed a lot of edges. We pushed the limits of the helicopter. We pushed the limits of the pilot. We pushed the limits of the firefighters. Everybody was right to the max, and we were extremely lucky that everything went well.
If nothing else, if you could see that we were there and that something was being done.
If it wasn't for the rescuers, I would be so sad right now.
Try not to do that anymore.
Through my experience, I think that we should be very careful when we drive and do not pass the barricade so that we do not risk our life and we do not risk the life of the rescuer to save us.
We have a little something for you. All of us got together and we wanted to give you this. That's from all of us.
I would like to say thanks to all of the rescue team and all of the people who was worried for me, care for me, and pray for me.
Well, we're glad you're here and that everything worked out well.
So glad you're safe. It was a team effort, and if one part would have failed, I don't think she would have lived.
I told Ron that I could not say thanks to him because thanks is not enough. From my heart, he's the one I remember forever in my life, and maybe next life and next life and next life.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911, next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.
Mr. Shapiro, step out of the car, please.